yetu yetu liye mbinguni, yetu yetu amina. Baba yetu liye kunjina lako elitu.
Hello and welcome to my video on the basics of amazing and generating science. This video will give you a starter guide for getting going with using mazes to generate science. So first things first, we'll look at how much science we've got. We need some more to get to engineering, but not that much more. So let's go see if we can do a maze. The first thing you do, figure out which one you want to do. You don't have to be mazing in the tech that you want to get. And you can start moving around in the maze. You can see I've got some moves. Oh, and I've got to a dead end. Now, some people don't know this, but you can start over without losing your moves. So if you get stuck, just start again and have another try. So you won't lose your moves if you do that. And I know some people take a while to figure that out. It's just a really simple thing to know and a little trick. Now, something else that not everybody knows is about moving around in the maze and moving back over your track. It costs you moves to move in the maze, but moving back over where you were doesn't cost moves. And you can see I can go all the way around the outside of the maze on the white part without reducing my moves. So sometimes you have to go and collect a bunch of the little bottles, beakers in the maze. They've all given me a little boost on my moves before I go to the track that's going to take me to the middle. Okay? I can go backtrack. Oh, I found another bottle. I can't quite reach it. I could do the whole maze again. I'm just going to grab a harvest to give me another couple of moves to get that beaker, because my moves will carry over at the end of the maze. I haven't got too many. So I can finish up the maze there with my 11 moves. Once I do it, then I've got 10 left. Okay, so here I am mazing in metallurgy, working my way into the middle of the maze, and you can see that the reward in the center tells me I'm going to get 3,000 science when I finish this maze, which is pretty sweet. That's awesome. Now, if you look at my technology tree, which I can have a look at, you'll see I'm sitting here in metal. The era technology, the next one that we need to get an era victory, is steam power over here. And if we look at the tech tree, metal actually isn't the thing I need next. The thing that I need next is iron crafting. So why am I working in the metal maze and not the iron crafting maze? Well, let's take a look at that. The iron crafting maze, let's go in, and you can see if I click on there and go and have a look in that maze, the reward for that one's only 1,000 science. So to get iron crafting, I have to do 17 iron crafting mazes. If I do the metal mazes, I only need to do 5 and a bit of those. And I can transfer my science, as long as I don't accidentally get that technology. I can transfer my science when I have enough into iron crafting and use those metal mazes to get a better reward. So that's one of the reasons people really like metallurgy. So teammates, mazing as a team really can boost your science amazingly because of the benefits that you get from working in mazes together. So right now in my team, we're working on literacy, which is era technology, and I'm working on completing that maze in there. And my teammate is also sitting in that maze. Why? Well, because when I complete a maze, she will also get a little boost of science. You can see you get those little messages sometimes coming up saying so-and-so sent you a certain amount of science, but you only actually get that science if the person you're working with is in the maze with you at the time. So I'm just going to make sure that my teammate is in that maze, and I'm going to do that. You can see I said maze lit. That's just a quick way to say it. You know, I have amazing literature I'm about to complete. In the middle of a game, you're not going to type all of that. So people just have a little short code. So that's just to let her know that I'm ready to complete the maze. Make sure that she's there to pick up those little bonus moves she's going to get. You get more bonus moves the smaller your civilization is. So it's really important if there's just a couple of you. She says she's in, Great, okay, awesome. I'll go ahead and complete that maze then, and she gets the bonus. Okay, so here I am in another game, and same thing's going on. I'm just about to complete the maze, and I need to let my teammates know that I'm going to do that so to make sure that they can get the bonus moves. I could use the in-game chat to tell them that. You all know the lovely nation chat. It's so slow and so difficult. You can see we've used it a couple of times, but nobody likes it. It's just such a pain in the butt to use. So we've got the Facebook chat instead, which just works so much better. So I'm just going to let them know that I have this maze. I know one of my teammates is not online, but I can check if the other one's there just to make sure there's any point in letting them know. Maybe he'll respond. Just wait a couple of seconds to see. Usually people try to be fairly quick. But what if they're not responding? What can I do? Can I check if he's in there? Yes, I can. If I hover over the tech, each of these technologies you can see shows if there's anybody sitting in them. There's nobody in any of these ones. If I go over the one that I'm in, printing press, I can see Spike is there because he's the MVP. So there he is. And I'm just going to assume, looking at the numbers, that my other teammate, because he's not anywhere else, is probably in there. And so I'm going to just take a punt rather than waiting for him because I'm impatient. I'm just going to take a punt and go ahead and complete that maze, and he'll still get those moves. Even if he's not online, he's still going to pick them up when I send the science to him. So in this game, we've been busily mazing away, and you can see that we're just about ready to get literature. We've got nearly enough science. We need just about 1,000 more science, which is about a maze more. If you hover over, you can see exactly how much more we need. And so we're about ready to get the technology. Now, I could just go in and complete that maze in literacy, but there's a couple of problems with that. One is that I'm going to send some science to my teammate, and we're actually going to go over by a couple of hundred, which we don't really like to do because that's wasting science. And the other thing is that she might have some moves, and I might have some moves left over, some maze moves, and we don't want to waste those. So we're going to do a little trick called saving or hiding maze moves. And what I'm going to do, instead of doing that literature maze, I'm going to go instead into the mathematics maze, and I'm going to complete that maze. So I'm about to do that. I just want to point out to you that my teammate, you can see her name is in green, is in this maze. She started to do the mathematics maze, and the game still thinks she's doing this maze, even though she moved her science to lit, because she didn't open up that lit maze. And this is really the key to figuring out how to do saving or hiding of moves. So she's saved, she went back to lit, she hasn't opened another maze, and she's safe. Now I've done my maze, and you can see I've got 16 moves left over. I don't really want to waste those. The game will reset your moves down to 5 when you finish the technology. So I figured out my path in this maze. I can't quite get to the end, but I can see that I'm going in the right direction. So if this is a really good save, I can come back to this after I get the tech I want to get, and I'm still going to be able to continue on that maze as long as I don't open up any other mazes, and that's so important. Don't open anything else up or you'll lose those saved moves. Okay, so I've done my math. I know I've got about the right amount, and I've hopped into literacy. Yay! We got the ear attack. Have a little bit of music. Very happy. Celebrate. Dance around a little bit. Be all very excited about the fact that we got the tech. And then go back to the technology page. Don't open up anything else. Remember where you saved. I saved in mathematics. Don't go anywhere else. Don't leap into warrior code or anywhere else. Just go back into that mathematics maze, open it up, and look at that. Like magic, my path is still there. The moves I did were still there, and I have the 5 extra. So the key to making this work is not opening up any other mazes except the one that you saved your moves in until you have completed that maze where you saved your moves. Yes on the bottle with the green circle, no on opening up random mazes, because it will make you lose your moves. The other unfortunate thing is if you restart the maze that you started in, if you saved in a dead end, you will lose the saved moves. But if you practice this technique and you work on it, you will find that you do get a boost on mazing, on starting up new technologies. Is that all there is to mazing? No, there's heaps more that you can learn, but that's enough for this time around. See you next time when we talk about generating science.